All right, all right, all right. Welcome back. Hey, if you are a teacher, a parent, a student, and you'd like to give this worksheet to your kids or yourself or whoever, feel free to download it. It's in the description. You just cut and paste that thing, boom, put it in the internet, and a free worksheet will pop up. You can download it and work with it. When you're done, come on back, see how it went, and I'll go over it with you, okay? All right, let's do it. Let's do it. To solve equations, you perform inverse operations, right? The inverse operations are the inverse of the order of operations. Every mathematical operation has an inverse. All right, so for example, what's the inverse operation of multiplication? Division. Division is the inverse operation of multiplication. So if I want to undo multiplication, then I have to divide both sides. All right, let's take a look and see what that's like. This says 9 times x equals 36. So 9 times some number is 36. Well, if I undo this multiplying by 9, I'm going to undo it to both sides. Now, when I say both sides, I'm talking about both sides of the equal symbol, right? So there's two sides, a left and a right. So whatever I do on the left, I got to do on the right. Now, what is 9 divided by 9? Well, 9 divided by 9 is 1. And that's 1x. And that's my goal, to get 1x by itself. And then 36 divided by 9 is 4. As soon as I get 1x by itself, the other number is the solution. We're done. We just solved that one-step equation. It's called one step because it only took one step to solve it. All right, now that's -4 times y. All right, that's really important. That's a negative, not a subtraction, not in that context. So what am I going to do? I'm going to undo that multiplication by -4. I'm going to do it there. And remember, what I do to the left, I need to do to the right. So how does this work now? -4 divided by -4 is 1y. That was my goal, 1y. Positive divided by a negative is a negative. And 12 divided by 4 is 3. So y equals -3. Let's do it again. This is 6 times m. Remember, what I do to one side, I got to do to the other. So I'm going to undo multiplication with division. So that's what I'm going to do. 6 divided by 6 is 1, so that's 1m equals a negative divided by a positive is a negative, and that's quattro, that's 4. Let's go. M equals -4. You're doing great. Keep it up. Again, I'm going to solve an equation. So I'm going to do the inverse operations on both sides, -5 times w. So undo that multiplication with division. I know it's times because the 5 is right up against it. They're right next to each other with no operation between them. -5 divided by -5 is w, 1w. Negative divided by a negative is a positive 8. So w equals 8. All right, that's how you undo multiplication. What is the inverse operation of division? Well, the inverse operation of division is multiplication. Woo! Okay, this means division. All right, so that fraction bar means the operation division. Okay, so I'm going to undo division. When I undo division, I multiply by the top of my fraction. So I'm going to go like this, multiply by the top, go like this, multiply by the top. Now I say the top, even though there's no bottom there, because if there's no fraction bar over a number, then it must be in the top of the number. And remember, what I do to one side, I do to the other. What happens here? Multiplying by 3, dividing by 3. Let's look at that. So I multiply by 3, that gives me 3x, but I still have this divided by 3. Right? And that equals 15, not 9. Sorry about that. My glasses got a little fogged up. Okay, now, here's where you got to sort of see it. So when you multiply as an inverse operation, you multiply by the top and then divide by the bottom. So 3 times 1 is 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1. That's why I did it, because I wanted to know what 1x equals. Well, 1x equals a whole lot of 15. All right, let's do it again. Remember, what I do to one side, I got to do to the other. So I'm going to go ahead and undo my dividing by 7. So I'm going to multiply the top by 7. Multiply that side by 7. Now, what you can notice is 7 times 1 is 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. So that's 1y equals negative times a positive is a negative 42. That's it. You're done. Boom. All right, let's do it again. Now I'm going to solve this for n. Remember, I got to do to both sides the same inverse operation. I'm going to multiply the top of this fraction by negative 2. Multiply the right side by negative 2. Negative 2 divided by negative 2 cancels out. So I'm left with n equals positive times a negative is a negative. Sweet. 16. Boom. That's done. All right, let's do it again. This is going great. You're doing great. I'm proud of you. Let's go. All right, I'm going to multiply both sides by that denominator. That's negative 8. I'm going to multiply this side by negative 8. Negative 8 divided by negative 8 cancels out. Becomes 1. Negative times a negative is a positive. Let's go. And 9 times 8 is 72. So P equals 72. I'm going to write my answer in here because I like my answer in the answer column. It just looks so nice. All right, let's flip it over and see what they got. Boom. What is the inverse operation for addition? The inverse operation for addition is subtraction. That's right. That's right. Subtraction. All right, so here we go. There's my variable x, right? So I need to inverse operation, everything away from x. Notice this is plus 8. So the opposite of plus is minus. Minus. So I subtract 8 from both sides. What's 8 minus 8? That's right, it's 0. So x plus 0. But isn't anything plus 0 just itself? Right? 2 plus 0, 2. 10 plus 0, 10. 50 plus 0, 50. So x plus 0 is x. Equals 19 minus 8 is 11. And you are done. You're doing great. All right, let's do it again. Inverse operation. Opposite of a plus is a minus. All right, this goes to 0. So I'm left with y equals negative. I have 17 negatives and 11 negatives. So I got a total of 28 negatives. Y equals negative 28. Okay. Ooh! They put the variable on the other side, but that's okay. I still got to undo what's being done to it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my line there. I need to get rid of that 10. The thing is, there's no operation in front of it. So I don't know if it's a positive 10 or a negative 10. But I do know. What I know is because there's no negative in front of it, it must be a positive 10. So the inverse operation for a positive is a negative. Do it to that side of the equal symbol and that side of the equal symbol. Now we simplify. Simplify means perform the operation. 30 minus 10 is 20. That 0, boom, equals m. Now you never want to give me an answer like that. The variable always goes on the left. So I can switch it. This term can go over there. That term can go over there. And it doesn't change the outcome at all. Woo, that's good. All right, here we go again. Ooh, they kind of tricked me up here too. That b is now inside. That's a positive 4 there. That's a positive 4. So I'm going to do the opposite of a plus 4. That's a minus 4. That goes to 0. I'm left with b equals negative 17, and negative 4 gives me a whole lot of negatives. Negative 21. All right, good job. Good job. Keep it up. What is the inverse operation for subtraction? That would be addition. Okay, so here we go. There's my equal symbol, so that's my balancing. That's where I got to do the same thing on both sides of that symbol. So the opposite of minus 7 is plus 7. So I'm going to add 7 to both sides. That cancels out. 30 plus 7. Let's go. You're doing great. Keep it up. Stay strong now. You got to be your own support, right? That's important. All right, inverse operation of subtraction is addition. Let's go. This cancels out. Y equals negative 21 and positive 13. I have more negatives than positives, so my final answer is going to be negative. How many more? So 13 of these cancel out with 13 of those, and I have 8 negatives left. And that is the final answer. Oh, I like this. Look at how they put that negative in parentheses, right? But it is a negative number. So what's the opposite of that? Negative 17 is a positive 17. This goes to 0, and I get x equals 35. Okay, that's not an x. That's a z. That's a z. All right, there we go. We got that right now. Looks like an hourglass. All right, k's on the right, but that's okay. Ha. You still got to do the inverse operation to remove what's being done to it. So the inverse of subtraction is addition. Rewrite it. These are both positive, so just add them up. Remember, never give me an answer where your variable's on the right. So always rewrite it in the proper format. And you are done. Well done. That's one-step equations. Come on back and look at two-step equations and see how that goes for you, right? And we're going to keep going with these for a while. So equations are important. They're never going to go away in math. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like. Make sure you get this done. Stay strong for yourself and everyone around you. All right. Be good. See ya. Bye.